Michelle Pickles, you've covered 3 Olympics. I know, having been a reporter in the field on an assignment, it seems very glamorous, but is it glamorous?
No, it's actually really not that glamorous. Obviously, it comes across as glamorous because the audience sees the finished product, right? At the Olympics, getting that finished product can be quite challenging.
Super strict rules if you're the non-rights holders.
Yeah, very strict, and that's okay, right? Because the rights holders pay a lot of money to get those rights and to show the event, and so I get that. But you know what? I have to say, it actually made us work harder, and I think we were more creative, and I actually think we got better stories because we had to go and get the families and the friends and get the athletes hugging other athletes outside the village and that kind of stuff, rather than just being in a mixed zone and getting straight away the interviews straight after they had competed. So I actually think that we did better stories.
In a way, it's all about your relationship with the athletes, isn't it?
Absolutely, very, very important. And that was one thing for me as a journalist, that was my number one, is that you always have to build good relationships, whether it's with the athletes or their managers or the CEs of the sports, but definitely with the athletes. And so I covered rowing, obviously, for a long time, Beijing, London and Rio. I covered rowing, and so I had built quite good relationships with the athletes. And it was really important because they also knew that we were non-rights holders, and so they knew that we wouldn't be in the mix zone, and so they had to come out to the car park or go to the grassy knoll, and they were always quite willing to do that, and really we were always very grateful for them going that extra mile to come out and talk to us. I think when you talk about big personalities, you're probably talking about Eric Murray in particular and Hamish, and the two of them were amazing. Rio is probably my favourite interview with Eric and Hamish, for one of the answers that Hamish gave me, actually, when I asked him how tough it was in that last 500, and he said he literally likened it to having a baby, and he said, I don't know how much it hurts to have a baby, but it was a little bit like that, and my bundle of joy was my gold medal at the end. Which was actually hilarious.
What a brilliant analogy.
I know, right?
So let's talk about, as a reporter, I know you have to be thinking on your feet constantly, and surprises come up all the time. How surprised were you when that champagne started spraying over your face? Beautiful hair and makeup.
That was absolutely a moment. It's really funny because people have often said to me, that was staged, that must have been staged. I literally had no idea that was coming. So Eric and Hamish had won. It was Lake Karapiro 2010, the world champs. And it was the tightest race they'd ever had against the Great British. They had just won, and so they were pumped, right? And so we were doing the interview at the end of the day for the 6 o'clock news, and I was presenting the entire bulletin from Lake Karapiro. So, beautiful hair that I'd done myself, makeup I'd done myself, nice jacket, and through to my story, and then I called Hamish and Eric in, and I started asking them a question. I think Hamish answered first, and then I asked Eric a question. And then next minute, I was like, what is he doing?
We're so happy that we've done it now.
Oh, okay. I just celebrated with the men's pair.
And the first thing I thought that went through my head was, don't say the F word.
And so now tell me a little bit about your job now, High Performance New Zealand Sport. It rolls in nicely.
Yeah, I work as a media manager for Sport New Zealand and High Performance Sport New Zealand. I've been here 3 years. I was like, where does the time go? I don't know. And it's actually really nice to be back in sport in this way. So, before I was a journalist telling athlete stories, we have some amazing people here who are doing really great work with athletes.
Olympic 8. It's getting a great vibe.
Yeah. Paris is quite good time-wise.
Made in
France.
Oh la la. Do they taste like Camembert? Who doesn't love Nutella?
Nutella.
Speaking of champagne.
I love champagne. It's nice to be able to tell their stories to the public and let people know what we're doing here. Yeah.